To all the participants, distinguished guests, and esteemed adjudicators, good day. It is indeed an honor for me to speak in this prestigious event to present our research together with my co-author and at the same time my former English teacher in high school, Mr. Jason S. Digamon. In all honesty, the idea of conducting a research intensely intimidates me, but thanks to my co-author who opened up this opportunity for me to learn, gives me the confidence to dive into this academic endeavor. With this, we have thought that research still intimidates professionals like us. Now, how much more the learners who has yet no solid grasp of the concepts of this field. The focus on research writing in the Philippine basic education has been unprecedented as the educational system took a revamp of the curriculum known as the K-12. That was implemented by virtue of the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 or Republic Act number 10533. In fact, the curriculum for senior high school includes different research subjects, and one of which is the practical research. With the intention of the academe shifting to research writing, researchers have two diametrical findings with respect to students' attitude towards research writing. Some studies found that students regard research as challenging and thus have a positive disposition towards it. On the other hand, other studies noted that students' attitude towards writing scholarly outputs, such as research papers, is generally not positive. Some studies reveal that students don't appreciate the essence of research writing and regard it as difficult and dull. Thus, students feel anxious and eventually do not engage into the rigors of research writing, resulting to a lack of knowledge in basic research. And such anxiety hinders them to perform well in the subject and their belief to develop key skills necessary in writing. Now, to get into the goal of producing quality research outputs and eventually an increased academic performance of students in the research subject, teachers stand at the forefront, leading to such cause. When teachers fail to extend adequate support on students, there is the possibility that students develop negative attitudes towards research writing. Now, taking into account the mentioned premises, this study explained the role of the teachers on the students' attitude towards research writing. And this study hopes to establish the hypothesis that students' attitude towards research writing is the outcome of teacher-related factors. And the results hold to extol the pivotal role of teachers in addressing students' apprehension in seemingly negatively coded research subjects. So here are our research questions. So you may read that one. Now, moving on to our methodology, the respondents of this study were the 124 grade 12 students of Hingoog City Comprehensive National High School who took up practical research too. The study utilized the mixed methodology research design, a combination of quantitative and qualitative approaches to explain and substantiate the data collected. A modified questionnaire was also utilized, which was subjected to a test and on internal consistency to establish its reliability. Now, to treat the data, descriptive statistics, simple linear regression, and the results from the focus group discussions were used. Now, here are our findings. So for the problem one, it is presented here the frequency, percentage, and the mean distribution of the students' perception on their teacher support towards research writing. Further, it discloses that on average, the respondents agreed on all indicators. Looking at the 7 indicators, the students strongly agreed on 2 of them, which emphasized that they found their research advisors as teachers who adequately taught them the technicalities of research writing and gave them good examples. Hence, the teachers are viewed as supportive and assist learners in making their research papers. All the rest of the indicators received positive responses as all students agreed to statements relevant to the teacher's capacity in supporting the students doing the scholarly task. These descriptive results categorically imply that the students experience strong teacher support in doing their research. A focus group discussion was conducted to verify the quantitative information gathered through the questionnaire, and one student said that I would say my teacher is good and competent. And this reflects to the student's response to indicator 1. My research advisor was able to explain the overall structure of the research clearly. Now, when we made a follow-up question on how the teachers showed competence in guiding the students, one replied, the teacher gave us the research writing guide by chapter, and this supports the student's affirmative response to indicator 5. The next problem states, and it is shown here, what is shown here is the frequency, percentage, and the mean distribution of the student's attitude towards research writing. And this discloses that the majority of the respondents establish a positive attitude towards research writing. Looking at these 8 indicators, the students strongly agreed on indicator number 1, which is the research is important for me, and which obtains the highest rating. The qualitative response supports the finding as one student said, I think writing is important because I can learn new things I have never known before, and it reflects on the rating on indicator 10. Now, another purpose of this research was to determine whether teacher support has an impact on the student's attitude towards research writing. The linear regression was used to compute the degree of impact of the independent variable on the dependent variable. And as shown in table 4, the R5, the R2 value indicates the regression model taking the variable teacher support as predictor. Positively explains the variation of students' attitude towards research writing, and the model is statistically significant given the p-value. This means that for every unit increase of teacher support, students' attitude towards research writing also increases at about 33.6%, and the model is summarized with the equation ARW is equal to 0.710 plus 0.503 TS. Research nowadays is seen as essential yardstick of the quality of the school. Some students love research while others do not. There may be numerous factors that explain students' perception towards research writing and generally their drive to pursue its completion. Nevertheless, the study concluded that teacher factor is proven to have a strong bearing on students' attitude towards research, and it reflects the importance of teachers rather in making sure that the schools produce quality research output. The teacher's crucial role is in instilling in our students the love for research, as it is a helpful tool not only of their development but of the bigger society should not be undermined. Therefore, teachers need to be conscious to provide students with holistic support, specifically instructional, to possess sufficient motivation to sustain their interest in writing research papers. Now, how they provide the necessary support depends on them equipping themselves on the technical aspects of that scholarly work, and this further emphasize the need for teachers to advance their capabilities before they can hope to motivate them to write. And for our recommendation, we have our first stakeholders, the school administrations, that to encourage teachers, especially teachers who are assigned to teach research subject to pursue higher degrees or studies. If warranted, assign teachers who have the robust research background to handle research subject and to provide in-service trainings for teachers on research writing. And for the future researchers, we recommend to make a follow-up research with respect to students' attitude towards research writing, considering other variables. And here are our references. So I think that would be all. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. And once again, my name is Ricky French Y. Puncardas, Malit LPT, and together with my co-author, Mr. Jason S. Digamon, EDD CAR LPT. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.